Forest in Nepal. Nepal is rich in natural beauties, gifts, resources, and wonders. The forest is one of these resources. Nepal is also a mountainous country. Most of the mountains are covered with green forests. It is the living palace of animals and birds. Nowadays, it is the fast being destroyed, but it was completely safe in the past. Nepal's forests are home to most of flora and fauna that range across the Tarai. To the middle and high mountains of the country, forests occupy roughly 44% of the country's landmass and including areas both within and outside protected areas and other wooded lands. People clear the forest for various purposes. One of the most important causes of its destruction is rapid population growth. The growing population is bound to clear the forest for agriculture and settlement. People cut down the trees for firewood, building materials, and furniture. The cattle glaziers take their domestic animals to the forest to graze. These domestic animals eat up the newly growing plants. By the result, the new plants cannot grow up easily. The silly people set a fire in the forest. By the result, the wildfire destroys the whole forest very badly. The main cause of its destruction is poor public awareness. The people who are not rightly conscious and responsible cannot understand the importance and necessity of the forest. Forest destruction invites many disasters. Some to them are scarcity, landslide, soil erosions, overflood, salutation of rivers and lakes, weather extremes, pollution, greenhouse effect, ozone layer reducing, and desertification. The natural disasters as such are extremely destructive for all the living creatures. If the process of the destruction of the forest is not controlled, the future will be extremely risky. We can get many advantages from the forest. We can preserve wild animals in the forest. We can get firewood, timber, herbs, grass, etc. From the forest, it helps us to purity the atmosphere and reduce the gravity of air pollution. Underground water resources can be saved in the forest. It also helps us to balance ecosystem. The problems of drought, weather, extremes, landslide, etc. can be relieved or stopped by the help of the forest. Similarly, the forest of our country attracts many tourists. We can earn foreign currency from them. The natural beauty cannot be preserved without the preservation of the forest. Preservation of the forest proves to be vital in order to control the natural disaster. We have to preserve the forest. We can preserve the forest in many ways. Firstly, we have to educate the people about the importance of the forest by means of forestation and reforestation. We can preserve it. The people who clear the forest for agriculture and settlement should be discouraged to go to the forest. By establishing many wildlife reserves and national parks, we can preserve our forest. Selling of firewood and timber must be banned to preserve it. Our forest should be preserved at any cost. The government as well as private sector are expected to make and apply concrete plans to preserve it. It is said that preservation of the forest is our own preservation. In conclusion, forests are one of the Nepal's greatest natural assets. They not only support biodiversity but also sustain human life and protect the environment. It is our responsibility to conserve and protect them so that they continue to provide benefits to all.